course, there's no light. Give me a minute. I need to figure out somewhere to put this so that I can show you the cards and do a card reading and be looking at you while doing this. Okay, this is just going to have to work for now. I don't know what sign this message is for. I'm just sitting here minding my own business. It is Saturday, December 25th, 2021 at 10:39 a.m. Okay. What if... What if I put you right here? Nope. Well, what if I put you... I'll reach over there. I'm looking at places where I can put this. Look. I'm trying to figure out, can I put this like on here, but then it clips up so you see the other way. If I put it over there, that lighty thing tips over because the camera is heavy. I can't put you over here because then this is what happens. Like, I can't show you this properly. But I mean, it's kind of better if I put you over here on the table, then you're just getting this. And I don't want to block out the window. Okay, we're just going to go with this. I don't know what else to tell you. Wait, can I show you the cards? Like the way you see them? Okay, well, that works. So, wow, this is weird. Let's get these cherries out of the way. Oh, sorry, it's probably really loud. Okay. Kind of works, right? No, still can't really see the cards. Talk about a balance of light and dark. Oh my God. Okay. Can you see it like that? Okay, that seems better. What do we have? 4 minutes. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay. So let me tell you what I was picking up on while I'm sitting here. And I was like talking to myself that way. It's so annoying. I mean, those videos I do where I'm channeling messages are one thing, but when I'm talking to you like a normal person, I won't actually be looking at you, and it's really frustrating me. It's like there's a version of me that nobody seems to know, and people think I'm like a certain someone, and it's not even their fault. It's just most of the time when I'm on videos, I'm channeling, and my higher self is She's a handful. She sure is a handful. Okay, we're gonna deal with this. Oh my God. What I was saying 5 minutes into this is the energy I've been feeling. I can't shake it. And when I'm attempting to tune into the grander tapestry, the earth and the people on it, there's such a sense of what the fuck is everybody doing? I mean, really, like, what is everybody doing? And it's not even like a disappointment fully, but it kind of is. But that disappointment, that thread, yeah, did you hear the laughter in the background? That thread of disappointment is so deep rooted in so many different layers of so many different traumas across the entirety of human life on earth. And it's not just human life, it's so much. I was just talking about my higher self, and look at the bottom of the deck. Embodiment. Yeah. So this energy I'm feeling, okay, it's been really, really not even heavy, but it's like lightning to the heart. I don't know how else to describe it because it comes out of nowhere. It shocks the heart, and then like you have this moment of crying and like grieving. I don't know about you guys, but I'm saying you as the general human collective, as the God you that I'm talking to. So I don't know what your name is. I don't know where you are, but keep this in mind for when I'm doing readings. The messages that come through me with source. So they're talking. It's source talking to itself. It's not like me projecting at you. It's not me coming to you from ego. When I click the videos on, I check out. Like the normal me checks out. And there's no entities or any of that crap either. I dealt with that when I was a teenager. It was terrible. The reason I'm telling you this is because it's such a multi-layered thing that I have to go through all these different petals to bring to you this information of like, there's mass confusion. There's mass fucking confusion and disappointment, and people think it's with the people that are near them, but it's so much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. There's people stealing from each other. There's people copying each other. There's people betraying each other. Like, do you guys know how far I descended on the frequency scale? So far to get down to where I needed to be able to get back up from there and elevate that level back up. I'm still getting back up. Like, I'm exhausted, okay? And let me tell you, through all the layers of Dante's fucking inferno that I went through, all the gates I walked through with Isis, I'm telling you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, everyone is hurt at something and they don't know what it is. That's why people are acting out. And that pain that's being brought to people's attention through their bad behavior, through their insults, their negative self dialogue, all that energy that's influencing the physical expression of self, it stems from the core root of when you as an individual decided that feeling your connection to source was something you were going to disconnect from so that you could attach yourself to the electric current of something like suffering. I hope that makes sense to you, okay? Through all those layers I went through, the common thing seems to be there's a sense of pride, a sense of suffering, and a sense of being too embarrassed to return to source. So many people that I've come across have had this. So many people have this thread in them. You know how they say there's the red thread that connects us, the silver thread that connects us to source, the golden thread of life, and all that? Well, the other threads are there too. We just stop paying attention to them. It's kind of like when I don't want to give you a personal example, but it's like being blared in my fucking head for some reason to give you this example. Like, I'm literally seeing people in white robes showing me a Polaroid picture of a card reader, and it's like the figure keeps changing. It's like a different shape, but it's filled with the same energy of like this dark static. You know, the static on a white TV screen, how it like it's black and white. This static is more black and gray, but it's like not black and gray. It's like nothing and gray. It's kind of like an echo, like the dust or the smoke of something else's energy. They're showing me this picture with the reader being like phased in and out, but it's just smoke. And then the cards around them and the information around them, like you see all this here, right? It's kind of like they're showing me this image, but it's not me. It's this reflection or this echo of me, and it's staticky. When this image is being shown to me, it's telling me, it's showing me there's so many people that don't have their own energy, that are utilizing other people's words, other people's emotions, other people's behavior and mannerisms and all that without knowing they're doing it. And some that do know that they're doing it, and they profit off of it very lucratively sometimes. You know, it's like sharks in the water. When there's fish being dropped in the water, they go right for that fish. They don't care if another fish, if it belongs to someone or not. Like a video I saw the other day about a turtle. Someone was giving fish to the turtle, and this other fish, like this big catfish in the ocean, kept coming and stealing the fish from the turtle every time the turtle would be given a fish. And I thought how unfair that is. And as an empath, as an intuitive person, as a psychic, as a starseed, whatever you call yourself, whatever I am, whatever we all are here, son of a bitch, whatever we all are here, make certain that your energy is yours. I've told you this so many times before, and I get so over inundated when I do my card readings with energies that I don't recognize when I'm doing the reading, because I don't know everybody in the world physically by their name. But when I'm doing these readings and I sense all this energy and these different behaviors and mannerisms, something happens in my external world within 3 days. The energies of the people I felt appear to me on YouTube. Like it's being brought to me through the same media of the social society. Social media, the media between the society that connects us or separates us. And when I see these different people and I recognize them by their energy, and I communicate with some of them, and it's beautiful and wonderful and amazing. And then there's some that are like a test of discernment, I should say. Like it's your job to discern whether they're, this is weird, I don't want to talk in a shadow. It's like you're being asked to discern whether they are actually who they are or if they're an amalgamation of other people's energy. And people can't seem to tell the difference between the energies they're channeling for the readers and the people they're reading for, and the people that are watching and stuff. And then they can't really tell the difference between their own energy, because most new card readers don't recognize that when you're doing this, you're tapping into the source stream of life to view the toric field, the energetic field of someone. Okay, so when we come together like this, so when you're watching this right now, all of our energies, all of our threads are being linked for the time being. And whatever time stream you're in, like the pattern changes and becomes more in depth. Okay? So when we split and you're not watching this anymore, or you're not watching like Discovery Channel or something, that energy goes back to you at the end of the night when you call it back. Whether you believe it or not, that's what happens. Its default is to return to its state where it goes. Some people, when you're watching some videos, they have intentions that steal your energy. Okay? And then they replicate on their platform with that energy. And then when you see it, you're like, oh my God, that person's stealing from me. But they're not technically. I mean, on a spiritual level, it is, but on a physical level, you couldn't really do anything about it other than do your magic work, right? This is why I tell you all the time, like, if you're going to donate or watch these videos, come in with an intention. So you're learning something. So you're gaining something. And then I always tell you, like, most of the time I tell you, what's yours belongs to you. You know, return it to sender, return it to sender. It's not a negative intent. It's to return what belongs to who it belongs to, back to who it belongs to. Because it's not yours to even deal or combat. Get it? Like, there's another thing, a wonderful channel, Rob Odinson. You guys should check him out. He does great work with runes and the Norse stuff. It's amazing. Definitely check him out. He was saying something about, instead of returning to sender, to dissipate it. Well, do both, kind of. Like, return the energy, but dissipate the darkness in it. Like, if someone is stealing from you, don't retaliate, don't call karma, don't battle that energy. Return it, dissipate the malevolence in it, so to speak, and return everything to where it belongs. Okay? I am asking you, Source has always been asking you through me, please be aware what you guys are watching. Be aware. And when you're watching this channel, be aware that there's layers and layers and layers and layers in every single word that comes through me when these channel videos occur. Okay? The me, you know, born William, been a hermaphrodite, lived as a man, lived as a woman, all this, the personal me, I rarely have very many videos where it's just me speaking to you. This is one of them. But even here, I'm like fighting going into channeling because I have to restrict my energetic flow to ground myself into the density. Like, I have to literally do negative things to bring myself into and I mean negative things as in like eat some bacon once in a while, like consume some meat, or like smoking cigarettes once in a while. I love the ganja, the herb doobies. I mean, whatever. So like I have to balance the light and the dark. Otherwise, I'm in fucking la la land commanding lightning because it's like me walking the dog down the street, and I'm just shooting lightning bolts because I'm barely walking the dog down the street. Like, my body's on autopilot and my spirit's just going crazy, around the Earth sphere doing all sorts of things. You guys have no idea the stuff I'm up to energetically in support of the collective. And I don't think anybody will ever know the sacrifices I've made or the sacrifices you've made to help the collective in ways that no one will ever know. Ever. It's only written in the Akashic. Only God knows, your guides and you. So, back to the readers, back to that thread, because it's being woven into this topic again. I have moved across YouTube on so many different in so many different communities over the years. Like, ever since I think I started watching card readings around 2017. I think so. The only other remote thing that could be considered card readings I used to watch was a wonderful channel from Nadia Shah and Barbara Goldsmith about astrology stuff. I was learning about the stars and the placements as much as I could, mostly in the tropical, and then I started learning about Vedic, and in between that was mixed with card readings here and there from various, astrology teachers and stuff. I didn't really get into card readings until around 2017, and it was a channel called Divine Revolution. And I had come across it right at the same time I left the very unpleasant relationship I was in. I mean, he was the love of my life up to that point, but we were toxic to each other. Like a hurricane and a volcano. Like this was a black hole and an infinite light. Like there was no end to it. There was no end to it. I found her. She was brought to me around that time, and I watched so many of her readings. So many. And I started recognizing energetic transference at that point and remembering all the stuff I had gone through that was mind wiped out of me. And that's a whole other story that you guys don't even know about my childhood. There's so much stuff I've been through that is unfucking believable to people. Like, I lived another life in the same life, and I was brought back continuing this life. Like, I had an entire family on a different place. I lived almost 100 years over there, raised grandkids. And then when my life was over there, they brought me back over here. And then I had to do this again. More times than I can count. Because we keep having to reset the stuff because everybody's energy keeps getting intertwined in ways that it's not. I think it says it somewhere in one of the versions of the Bible about keeping the seed. Like each seed is its own thing. And the seeds of the stars in this universe have been muddled in a way. It's been like genetically modified, so to speak, but spiritually modified. And we're being shown a pathway forward in regards to all of this. Because those people that are constantly drained, like the energy vampires, the succubi, the incubi, the shadow workers, the dark magicians, like all that stuff, they're harnessing energy that doesn't belong to them. So when the harvest happens and all that energy is scattered into space, into the ethers, it needs to be called back to where it goes, doesn't it? So we have light workers and energy workers, and then we have all these space beings and extraterrestrials that are helping that most people aren't aware of. But we as individuals have to claim what's ours. Otherwise, those moments where you think where we all think we're being petty because we think somebody's stealing our stuff, our, intellectual property or whatever, or they're seeing something on a different channel and they're copying it, and we're like, oh my God, they're copying us. They're not even giving credit. Like, I don't care. I'm not in competition with any of this. Like, if you see something on here that you want to emulate, just mention it, give credit. Like, it's all energy. We're all sharing it, but keep it where it belongs. And if you're going to have something, grow it. Like, if you're going to copy something from me, fucking make it better. Make it so much better. Then when I see it, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, she's doing what I'm doing, and it's so much better. Let's make this better. Not as a competition, but as a fucking effort so that we can expand the lotus of what we are into more and more layers. It's kind of like God's creating a finger, and one energy is over here, and then another energy is over here, and then another energy is over here. All three make a finger. But if this part of the finger starts complaining that it's having to give the energy from here to there, and then this part of the finger isn't even noticing that it's here, it thinks it's the entire finger by itself. It's kind of like we have to recognize that we're all connected. And when we pull on a string from someone else and we take what's theirs, what rests in us isn't really ours, is it? Give me a moment. I just heard my phone ring. Sorry, hold on a minute. Okay. And this is in no way a knock to anybody, okay? I'm not saying anything regarding anybody stealing from me or anybody doing anything shady. I'm saying the tapestry we're woven into requires us to not entangle the threads longer than they need to be entangled. So, in order to, let's say, I connect this thread over here, and I got this thread from Walmart, and I got this keyboard from like, I don't know, Best Buy or something, and then the other one from like Tiger Direct Online, right? Well, putting it together, it's a product of multiple different things. So, as a human collective, if we want to be unique, yet we want to be a collective without being a hive mind, then the energy that we feel that belongs to us, that we know is ours, must stay with us, because otherwise our energy is going to subconsciously be influencing the other people that are harnessing that energy and thinking they can do something with that energy by transmuting it into something else and then keeping it. It's kind of like what I give the example I give you here. It still was made where it goes, and eventually it's going to break down into the structure of where it goes. And you, me, everybody, the people who have pieces of other people in them will be missing those pieces, and that wound in you that didn't heal, that wound in them that didn't heal because they were covering it with a band-aid from another person's energy, will be open again. And then you got to go back on the wheel to reprocess that and love yourself in a way where your energy is yours and you do more with your energy and you return other people's energy to them, and you teach other people that they don't need to keep giving, they need to manifest in a way to where their own abundance for themselves floods energetically into everyone they come in contact with. Neville Goddard said this too. Don't He was saying something about like, it's like the whole thing about giving a man a fish or teaching him how to fish. Like, give a hungry person a fish, but then show them how to do the fishing thing too, right? But if you're constantly taking fish from other people and then keeping all those fish, you're going to get real chunky. Like, that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of overload. And it's a lot of weight on the soul and the energy to integrate and process everything that it isn't, because it makes you something you wouldn't have been if you were just your own energy. I have to cleanse my energy all the time. After every fucking reading I do, I take, well, not after every reading, after the blocks of readings that I do, I cleanse everything out. I send everything back. I cleanse the energy that I'm sending back. I intend that it bring prosperity and abundance wherever it goes and returns to whomever it belongs to, that it bless those people with the grace of heaven's bank account in everybody's hands, so that nobody needs to be hungry, unclothed, or unsheltered, or unfed. May your energy be returned to you and then amplified with money and prosperity for you, so that you can take care of everything you need to in the physical world, because we shouldn't have to deal with fucking money, you know? It's such an absurd concept. Like, we're all creators, we're all gods, we're all in this reality where other dimensions influence the physical world. What makes us think that spending money in the physical world makes any sense when we're spiritual beings? We should be exchanging memories or experiences. We should be exchanging teachings and lessons and wisdom, like teaching each other how to do things, reminding each other how to do things, teaching the next generation, like guiding them. That should be payment for things, you know? Instead of, oh, here's a dollar, here's, you know, $1,000, here's $1 million, here's $1 billion. Like, who cares? What are you getting with that? And with the energy that people are harnessing and taking and switching back and forth, are you even the person that you are? Do you guys like each other because you think you are who you are and they are who they are? Or do you like each other because you're seeing your energy in them and their energy in you because you had some kind of an energy transfer, whether physically, sexually, energetically, financially, you know, a conversation, comments, whatever, like a glance down the street. Like there's so many ways to transfer energy and intent. Like spell work and magic work and intentional work, it's all baby steps to true creation. And the human species is like a child that is fiddling with something that is beyond a weapon. It's more. It's reality itself being toyed with. It's the energy, the ether that is used to create reality being tampered with. You know, it's not right. I thought I heard this beep. Oh, 11:10 a.m. So how do you send energy back, right? Let's get into that real quick. Um, and the reason why I'm bringing you this message is because I would like for you to recognize me, despite not being able to show you my face because of the ridiculous light and dark going on, the duality. I would like for you all to recognize who you all are and to recognize who you are to each other. I want you to see the messages you're getting as readers, as oracles. I want you to recognize those messages. I want you to recognize the multiple layers of those messages. I was saying earlier about coming across all these different card readers. The thing about a few of them, after interacting with some of them, it became so negative. It became so negative because I noticed how much of my energy and my personality that nobody seems to see here gets emulated through them. And then when they see me doing it, they think it's me copying them. And I'm like, you don't realize that that's me. The version of me you guys see here on the screen is just a messenger. Those habits you emulate on screen most of the time, that energy you feel, especially if I'm like there watching the reading, my energy is massive. Like I haven't really been very open about this, but Gaia, the consciousness of Gaia, has a threefold heart. That means there are three aspects of Gaia on Earth. Okay, there are three different kinds of mini souls that make up the great oversoul, which goes layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, because it's too it's massive. It's massive and it's fragmented. The soul is it was wounded deeply. Deeply. Most of you know the story of Tiamat, but you don't really recognize that this entire solar system, if you smush all the planets together, it's kind of one planet. And it wasn't always a planet. Those are all the pieces So recognize the solar system you live in a macroscape of the image of the card reader that I was shown earlier, with the two guides showing me that card reader that's staticky in between. There is so much that is right in front of our faces that we don't recognize. And the things I tell you, I'm not telling you them as someone that's like a superior to you, or that is a lesser to you or in competition with you. I'm not here to do anything negative with your path, your job, your light, your career, or any of that stuff. I'm here to support you in remembering who you are. Sometimes that means I need to be really blunt with you. Sometimes that means I need to call you out on your bullshit. And sometimes that means I need to call myself out on bullshit so you see what you're doing. Because if I called you out on your bullshit, you would get offended. And then you would get defensive. And then you would just not listen to the message. So I have to use myself as an example to give you the message that you need to hear. Sometimes the messages come through as love stories, or as messages of like memories and experiences I've had, or a movie that's playing out in my head, or I see it as a tapestry being woven. You as the viewer are meant to decipher that to yourself. If it's a love story between two people, I don't know what fucking era you're watching this in. So the person in the love reading could be your boss, but in a past life they were your fucking soulmate, like your twin flame or whatever. But here they're pretending they're just your boss. I can't focus it like that just yet. To look at your time stream and say this is what's happening right now in your present exact fucking moment, because you're wiggling through time like that infinitely. Okay, so when I see the tapestry for you and I'm reading for you, I'm seeing like all of it. And then where you are, where that light that you are, it's kind of like one of these that glitters. It's like, oh, there you are. And when you're there, I'm like, here's the day, here's the time, here's the sign, here's the focal point of that light coming through that zodiac sign under this chart place, under this person in this time frame. What's happening there? And then I give you that information, and then you get to do whatever the fuck you want to do to go whichever way you want to go. But you, as the viewer, must recognize that when I'm reading for you, I'm seeing the whole thing. And that's not something other people can do. So I don't know, well, not that they can't do it, they do it in a different way. Because we look at it like this. We're all one, and source is in the center. And then you are an aspect of that source. And all of us readers, psychics, intuitives, starseeds, and all that, we see from each different point of view. And since we are infinite, we see the potential of infinality in what we're seeing, because it's us reflected back at us too. So the timeline you're on and what you're playing is one we're all kind of witnessing and experiencing too, but we're seeing it in a different way. Which now, if you're still with me, pause this if you need to, take a break. All of this that we see, all of this that we do, and everything that we're bringing together as a collective, if we're not being authentic to us and our own energy, we are doing this to the all, to the source, to the one power. And then when we're meshing more energies together, we're doing this and constricting it and constricting it and constricting it. And then we're like, oh, our DNA spirals are only two strands. Well, of course, how much have you constricted it? I didn't design you that way. Like, what the fuck, peeps? You think I stood up there in those massive places as my oversoul self and decided to bloop, bloop, bloop the human species in this experiment and be like, oh, I'm going to make them really default and dumb? And then I'm going to go over there as the Elohim and manipulate it even more. And then go over there as the Anunnaki and fuck with it even more. And then I'm going to go over there as a little human being and be like, let me flip cards for you. That happened, okay? But the part that didn't happen is that it was manipulated for bad. Your genetics are designed in such a way where sound, vibration, frequency creates the God genes in you effortlessly. Do you get that? You learn to ride a bike by riding a bike. What actually happens inside of you? Those genes turn on. Like, have you not figured this out yet, my dear? Now, when that energy is mixed, right? We're going back to that branch of this tree. I hope you can keep up with me because I'm channeling a lot of information and I'm talking to you as myself in between. That energy that gets intertwined. So let's say, I don't want to use another reader as an example, but let's just say reader B, okay? Reader B and reader A. I'll be reader A. Reader B is, watching my video and I'm watching reader B's video. Everything's cool, blah, blah, blah. Then the energetic connections between this reader and this reader, are considered like, you can't really tell them apart, can you? Like, but they're in the same thing. So if you're looking at it, the only way you can really tell that there's two is if you're somewhere over here. So if someone's over here listening to this reader here, and someone's over here listening to this reader here, the message is still the same, but the energy of the people channeling those messages gets mixed in the collective. Are you with me? Once it's mixed in the collective, we channel it through again. And then we channel it through again until eventually it's something completely different than it was originally meant to be. We're manifesting something. But if we're not manifesting with our own energy, the cohesion, the harmony of the tapestry doesn't remain. Because it becomes something else. Instead of being all of us pure white light, we get muddled with all these different energies. And then our energy becomes dark and heavy and staticky, and we lose our authenticity. So the reason this is being by source like this for 43 minutes, you must recognize your own energy. You must. Because there are things, energy weapons, astral things, quantum things, science things, chemistry things, biology things, psychic things, mental things, physical things, earthly things, astral, like cosmic star things. That can influence your perception of reality. Okay? It's kind of like, I'm going to prove it to you right now in the simplest way that I can. I'm going to pluck a note of emotion out of you. Okay? And I'm going to show you how easy it is to get you to feel at peace real easily with just a few notes. See? Now imagine people with really bad intentions utilizing technology worth billions of dollars, intertwined with alien technology and interdimensional technology and interchrono-dimensional technology that influences you where you are to have you think that there is nothing more in life than just you in this existence. You must comprehend that the eyes, ears, and mouths and hearts of mankind have been so clenched, clutched, and the lower aspects allowed to expand. Okay, the energy has been cut off from going above the solar plexus. That's why this solar system, you can't really see past the sun, can you? There's something else there and you can't even see it, and it's the same way that you can't comprehend that your heart chakra isn't open, because you can't see. You don't even know what you don't know. So when I'm giving you these messages and people are emulating them or copying them, be certain that you are recognizing the energy that you are scribing to give to your flock, so to speak. That way, you, as the reader, as a teacher, as the master that you are, incarnate on this earth to teach your collective, and you're getting messages from here to share to there, make fucking certain that you know exactly the depths that these messages go, because sometimes though that information is used by people without good intent, like people that are put in front of the screen pretending to be card readers, but they're actually energy harvesting devices where they get your attention. And they literally get your attention. Attention. Get it? Recognize the feelings in your body when it's a fear-based anxiety and when it's a pleasant anxiety. Recognize the difference between the stable, grounded, balanced, harmonious you and the you that is hyped up on caffeine. There is a subtle difference, isn't there? It's like the difference between that and that. It illuminates just enough, but as it illuminates something and you recognize what's your energy or not, you recognize how much truth is being spoken, right? Right here. You recognize that this light that's emitting, it's like violet blue. It's not even blue. It's from the auric field. You recognize the shape of the goddess here, right? These are all signs Source is giving to you, the viewer, ding ding, to recognize when something is authentic, when something isn't authentic, and when the energy is mixed from here and there, because it's imperative what's coming in the future in your next experiences. Ding ding, ding ding, that you recognize energy and what's yours and what isn't. How do you do this? I can't tell you how to recognize yourself. You just have to know who you are. But they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. My eyes have fucking contacts in them right now. Do you see my eyeballs? Hi. Recognize who you're talking to and who you guys are, okay? And I don't mean just me. I mean, like, is it working? Is it working? I don't mean just me, okay? Like, recognize me, ooh, ego. No, fuck that. I don't care if you do or not. I'm saying recognize me as yourself. Recognize yourself as God, babies. God. Like, I don't know what else to fucking tell you. Like, how many different fucking faces do I have to wear for you, you know? Before you guys recognize within yourselves that you are. I'm getting such a sense of what is this called? Like dipping your toes into it, which is good. So in the last few minutes of this, I'm going to give you something like you can do, I guess. You might not like it, but you need to. So in order for you to really recognize your energy, you need to release. What that means is you need to cry. And I don't know what else to tell you. best, most effective, simplest method is to cry it out. But you can't cry it out because you're too full of other people's energy. I fucking cry all the time. Can you tell how puffy my eyes are? The bags under my eyes and shit. Like, you have to release that energy out of you. The importance of drinking water cannot be underestimated or understated. Water is pure liquid light that goes through you, like it and cleanses you of everything that isn't you. Call your power back to you, call your energy back to you, claim it. Stop playing a fucking victim to life, you know? And like, take care of your energy. You don't need to do any rituals, you don't need to do any kind of ridiculousness. You just need to tune into yourself. Who are you by yourself? Who are you when you're done crying and you're like taking care of yourself? You know, the core thread of you. So many mistakes are made across the entire human species just because people are utilizing other people's mindsets instead of their own. And to utilize my energy or like my mindset, it's too much for you guys. Like, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like, this video sounds so fucking weird to me. It's like holding a thread of lightning. You don't do it. Don't don't do it for your sake. If you even think you're like emulating my energy, don't for your sake, don't. Not that there isn't like any harm from me to you, but it's like you don't want the thread that I've lived. You don't want that energy. So like, make certain that you're not taking on other people's energy and karma and making it your own, and living your life as if like you're part of the rat race or you're part of this or that. Drink a lot of water. Let your feet touch the earth. Let your palms touch the trunk of a tree. Let your eyes and your heart be washed clean with the sun. Let your scalp, your hair, the back of you be washed clean by the stars. Let your root chakra, your genitals, your groin, let them be submerged in cleansing water. Let your breasts, your chest, your comfort zone be embraced by grass. Like, just lay on the grass for a little bit. Put your back on, a tree trunk and just breathe out. Release the energy back into big planet Gaia so she can take that energy and transmute it back to everybody else through the earth. So to all of you starseeds who are doing energy work, bring that energy into not just the crystal heart of the earth, but like go beyond another level, and like beyond what you think is another level, and create another dimension of energy that's so pure that you can't even imagine it, because it's like a fish imagining space. It's past the layer of air, it's past the layer of water, it's past the atmosphere, it's beyond a fish's capacity, unless the fish becomes a Pisces and floats around in space, Go into that crystal heart, bring all that energy, all the fucking negativity, all the darkness, all of that stuff, push it into the purest white liquid light. Throw it into that. It's like another layer of transmuting fire to where it's not even white light. It's like a different form of light that's liquid and it's electric and it's luminescent and it's rainbowy and it's physical and elemental and technology-ish. It's like everything. It's the full totality. The energy that you transmute through your body needs to go through your body, doesn't it? So if we're constantly sending negative energy into the crystal heart of Mother Earth, what do you think that the planet's doing other than screaming in pain? And you guys that are harnessing other people's energies and then doing the light work, and then doing the galactic work, and then doing all the stuff, and then you're throwing it into the earth like garbage. And you're like, no, we're shielding the earth, we're protecting. No, babies, what you're doing is creating a layer outside the earth's atmosphere that is energetically preventing higher frequency vibrations from getting in. Because you guys, with your base vibrations that you're at, because you're connected to a collective of starseeds that are utilizing each other's energies and not their own source connection, truly, you're creating another layer like the demiurgic layer. Recognize that. So to all the starseeds, like, I can't urge you and warn you enough, especially now. If you're going to keep protecting the earth in the way that you think you're protecting the earth, please stop. And instead, go deeper. Because what you're doing and what I'm feeling as an individual aspect of Gaia here, bro, you guys are causing so much of a fucking kindergarten mess. It's absurd. And I mean that in the most loving way. You cannot create another grid of global consciousness around an entire planet when the planet is trying to evolve. What you're doing is netting the planet. And if you're going to use a net around the planet, then that net better be one that not only deflects, dissipates, and transmutes, but it also creates something better. So while you guys are doing all this energy work, rest assured what you need to do is live your fucking daily lives as if that energy work is already done and you have heaven on earth. Because otherwise, it's basically like psychic assault on the planet. You do realize this, right? Like if somebody was doing this to you, like a group of psychics were like collectively putting a web around you of their consciousness, what do you think your first response is going to be other than lashing out and knocking them all away? Have you guys noticed all the planetary shit going on? The earthquakes, the tidal waves, the storms, the ridiculous viruses, like the die-offs. What do you think Big Gaia is doing? She's trying to get you guys to stop fucking with the energy and instead create peace. Stop fighting. You can't fight a fight with a fight. You can't, because then there will always be the energetic transference point where the energy of people wanting to win gets transferred to the ones thinking they're losing, and then they get riled up in energy transfers, and then it's a constant fucking battle. The only way to fight the fight is to not fucking fight it. Don't play the game. Don't do the energy work like that. Don't put grids around the planet. You're just chaining her. Quit freaking astral projecting and spying on other people. What you're doing is turning yourselves, your souls, into demons. Because what you're doing is prying into another aspect of yourself's privacy, another aspect of your God self. When you steal someone's energy intentionally or unintentionally, you become an energetic thief. Ding, ding. Whether you intended it negatively or not. Like, let's say if I buy a tarot deck and I saw it on someone's channel and then I'm using it on my channel, and I'm not saying where I got it from. In some way, that's a cosmic slap. You guys recognize that, right? Because there was something that was gained without giving credit to where it was gained from. It's like when people are like, it's something as simple as saying, oh, this is my tarot deck. This isn't my tarot deck. Like, I don't own this tarot deck. This was done by, I think, Colleen, or what was her name? The one that did Romance Angels. She designed it. It's her deck. Like, when I saw this deck, I bought it for my mom, and she didn't want it because she said it creeped her out. She's creepy little angels. She's like, I don't want to deal with that stuff. So, but it's not mine. It's here with me, helping me to, do divination. But when I claim it's mine, I'm energetically tapping on the persons who invented this deck and saying, you didn't invent it. This is my deck. So you better be very, very careful with stuff like this. Like when I say, this is my last unicorn deck. Well, technically, but really it was from Geekify, and there were multiple designers that designed this deck. It wasn't just me. Like, I didn't design it, I'm using it. And we're working together. It's kind of like that thing, like give credit where credit is due so that you gain the positive karmic, cause and effect. Because you were like, oh, this is the Dreams of Gaia deck made by so and so, and that person's name gets called into the ethers, and they get the boost of knowing, oh wow, that person created something, they did this, they did that, and it'll be in another person's conscious seed, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that pagan deck on friggin' the Star Kindlers channel. It's a great deck, and there's so many messages. Or like, oh, I saw the last unicorn deck on friggin' Bob, Joe, and Schmo's channel, and it was amazing, and I went and got it, and I love it. Like, those things create the threads that come together. But if, like, I'm sitting there and I'm going, no, this is my deck, and this is all mine, and it's all mine, mine. Like, there's an unintentional narcissism to that, and then there's also an unintentional theft to it, It's like ganking someone's lighter. Like, you didn't mean to, but you did it. But now that person's missing a lighter. One less person knows of the person that designed that deck. One less person knows that you're connected to someone else that really helped you and gave you advice because you didn't give them any credit. One less person in the world gets to know, someone's name because you didn't mention it because you wanted the credit instead. Do you get it? Like, we got to be really simple. We got to go back to the simple basics of human communication and interaction. Because if I constantly have to guard my fucking energy every time I click a YouTube video, I don't want to be on the internet. If I'm constantly having to, every time if I watch a card reading, or if I'm going to the grocery store and I have to constantly drag my energy back, call it back, sit there and meditate, and visualize magnets and streams of light and all that, like, that's exhausting. Can't you guys, like, do your part and send it back where it belongs? Instead of having Gaia and our forces and spirit doing a fucking Jenga puzzle piece that's like a jigsaw puzzle of, like, everybody's energy trying to go back to where it belongs. Like, do you guys realize how difficult it's been made due to all the different things people have created and intended to return energy where it goes? Because it's being harnessed, it's being used, and then it's being distorted and tainted and then thrown into garbage. It's not okay. Do what you can where you are. So give credit, drink a lot of water, release what isn't yours, acknowledge the people that you have taken from and that have taken from you. Like, you don't have to do it publicly on some fucking social media, but, like, send that energy back. Maybe send a call to this person or message them and be like, hey, sorry, I've gained a lot from utilizing, your teachings or your wisdoms or your books or your fucking cards or your, pictures or your videos or your shoes or your clothes, whatever the fuck ever. Like, do something nice to express that you are a part of a collective. Shout someone out. Give someone a tip on how to be a better business person. Like, reach out and be kind. And when I say that to you guys, you think, oh, it's just buy someone a cup of coffee. No, I'm saying, like, be kind. Be kind. Do you guys not get, like, the depth of kindness that you're missing? Like, forming grids around the earth? No, please stop. And, like, stealing energy and then thinking it's yours and, like, creating money and houses and stuff with that energy, well, they're just going to be liquefied and the energy distorted and sent back to where it belongs. Because at the minute somebody calls that energy back, that house you built with that energy is gone. Because it did never belong to you anyway. It was, someone stealing energy from a bunch of people, and then they used that energy to turn it into money and bought a house. Well, when someone wisens up and calls their energy back, boom, the house is gone. It's that energy gets turned into money and given back to where it belongs. Now think about this, Starseeds. On a global level, what do you think is going to happen if every single one of you calls back your energy globally to yourselves? Gaia doesn't need your energy. Gaia is connected to source. Stop giving it what you think is your energy and claim your energy back. And then see what Gaia does when she's not confined by millions of people energetically suppressing her auric field with their intention to heal her. She does not need healing. She is fucking Mother Nature. Your perception of what she needs healing. Are we clear? Are we clear? I love you guys. Your family. Take care of yourselves. This was a really heavy kind of a thing to talk about because it's difficult for me to be in between channeling and myself to make certain that I'm being very unoffensive because of how blunt the totality of me is. Not just the human me, but all of me. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't lie. I don't fucking know. Like, blunt, honest. Deal with it and let's move forward. What's next? There's a lot of the messages that come through me that are repeated most of the time because source is asking you guys, the listeners, to really listen. To really listen. Like, it's reiterating a point over and over and over and over and over. Because it's fucking important and you're missing the point. If you think you know the point, it wouldn't be repeated again, would it? Because source is intelligent. So if something's being repeated, if something's being emulated, if something's being mimicked, there's a reason. It's not because I'm trying to copy you. It's not because I'm trying to steal from you. I have my own source connection. I don't need yours. It's to show you that source sees you and the energy that's being read is your energy. It's not mine. It's yours. So stop assuming the worst of me because you guys are behaving as if I'm doing the worst and you guys are creating the worst for yourselves. It's not okay. Like, I'm genuinely here to be your friend and to support you. I am here to help everybody wake the fuck up to the basic common sense of simple life and like a home, the hearth, nature, love, life, wisdom, peace, serenity, truth above all, justice, like fairness, balance, harmony. I don't want your shit. How many times have I even told you, don't fucking donate to me unless you really feel gratitude filling you, that you're grateful for something you learned or you profited somehow, and then like cosmically you're kind of technically you're supposed to balance the scales out. Like, that's how it works. It's not me making the rules. Like, I'm just telling you, these are the fucking rules. You can bend them, you can break them, but there's always consequences. And our society is based on the consequences of people not utilizing energy properly. And this is the basics of it. You can't recognize what you're doing because you guys are all swimming in the same pool of each other's energy. Call it back, claim it, cleanse it, stop messing with the earth, and just fucking be light. Just shine your light. Just speak your truth. Just be you. It's so easy. Why make it so complicated? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so complicated, isn't it? Just to be yourselves. Like, I can feel the energy of so many people moving through me when I'm doing these videos. And some of you are in disbelief, and some of you know, and some of you are like, this bitch is crazy. I don't care. Okay. What I need you to do is claim your own shit. Just claim it, be it, do your thing. Stop trying to help the earth, and instead stop fucking your life up by creating massive amounts of garbage, by creating poisons, by lying to each other, by creating bombs and destroying surfaces of the planet, by trying to cower and run off to another planet to shit and piss on that one. Like, can y'all just go back to 0 point and be like, holy fucking shit, we're the problem? The Starseeds are the problem? The fucking elite are the problem? The humans are the problem? The robots are the problem? Like, don't you fucking get it? Life itself is the problem. Because life doesn't seem to figure out how to get along. And I'm telling you, go to the thread, the original thread, the disappointment that you disconnected from source and you were too embarrassed to reconnect because you did a lot of stupid shit. Right? It's among all of us. Reconnect with source inside you. Let your thoughts be gone for just a minute, because also to note, your ego, the voice inside you that speaks, okay? That thing that says, when I say apple in your mind, it says apple. That voice isn't you. That voice is your translation device that translates energy coming in, thoughts, frequencies, wavelengths, blah, 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 and it gives them words. And it repeats those words to you, and then you think, oh, I just had a thought about, Betty Bo Boop is, looking cute in that dress, because you heard in your head, oh, dang, she looks cute. That's the energy you felt being translated into words. That's not what you actually thought. Plot twist. So when people tell you go into the silence is the part where you are just recognizing energy. And if you haven't been able to master that yet, then there is no way that you're actually doing energy work. Because what you're actually doing is ego work, which means you're inadvertently integrating your shadow. Plot twist. So please recognize the voices in your heads. Recognize the energetic vibration of your spirit guides, and recognize the channeled messages from entities comparatively to source energy speaking to you through different archetypal variations. There is a massive difference. Recognize the threads. In addition to that, I urge you, if you need to do a ritual, sit down in front of a candle with a mirror, a white candle, and just put the mirror there in front of a fucking candle and intend that all the energy that you have that isn't yours be sent back through all the realms to where it needs to be, safely, effectively, and immediately, with love. And while that candle burns out, just intend that you just release it all. Then go take a shower, drink a lot of water, eat something healthy from the earth, and just do something you want to do. Just you, not anybody else. Well, there's so many videos on this channel that can help you guys if you would just listen to what they're saying instead of the messenger. It's so sad that I've literally channeled so many years of videos, and you guys, so many of you missed the point because you were wondering if I'm crazy or not. Just because I didn't package the videos for you in a 9-to-5 corporate kind of way. Like, I'm literally an aspect of the earth here incarnated, an aeon, like an aspect of it, and I'm here telling you guys from a point of view none of you can see, because that's our gift. We see what the others can't. That's how we help each other. And what I've been telling you, most of you guys don't fucking recognize it, because you think I'm either a card reader or a crazy person or someone who was through a narcissistic relationship, or that I'm ugly, or that I'm, fat or skinny or whatever, or that I'm lazy, or that I'm poor, or that I'm after money, or that I'm like clout chasing, or that I'm just like making shit up. Like, would you guys say this to anybody else you watch with card readings or that you actually respect? Would you guys treat them the way you've treated me over the years? No, right? You would give them some kind of a respect because you interacted with them more than you have with me. So you see your energy in them more than you see their energy. And your energy isn't even your energy, because it's also a mixture of what's been my energy that you've copied. And you don't even know it. You don't even know that I'm the best friend you didn't see. I'm literally the best friend of everybody. I'm literally a part of the earth, bro. Like, and you guys are like, oh, that bitch is crazy. Look at her face. You know, like, no, I'm irrelevant. Lily, not now. I just need the world to see this. Look at this light being. Just look at her. No, you, Mao. No, you. No, you little energy harvesting device. Come here. Yeah, I know. You're just designed by heaven itself, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, go do something else right now. I'm busy. No. You do this every time. Jesus. No. Stop. Go away. Do you see what I mean about energy? Do you see how many different beings exist that want to interfere and interrupt? And this is just a cat. And did you see how long she meows repetitively, incessantly, just to interrupt the stream? And she's the cat I take care of and feed. I am asking you and urging you, please be aware of the fucking demons and entities in your lives. They don't just, have reptilian faces. Most of the freaking reptiles you think are enemies aren't even enemies. Like, they've been made to be enemies so that you would destroy them, because the people that want to destroy them can't destroy them. But you can. So you've been turned into their enemy. Just like some of you who are supposed to be really good friends with me and we're supposed to collaborate, but you see me as someone who's been like a victim, or like you don't respect me or something, like for no reason. So you don't even listen to the messages that come through that are for you guys. I get the messages, I can hold them in and not share them with you. They'll come to you, but they're not going to come to you with the same wisdom that they would coming through me. Just like what comes through to you doesn't come the same way through me. You lived a different life. So please begin to recognize energy. You are energy. If your energy isn't your energy and you can't even tell that, then there's a problem. We can't go into the age of Aquarius more if like somebody on the bus is like, what's a bus? Okay, like, driver, stop the bus, turn around. We got to go back to kindergarten and teach people what energy is, because apparently these master manifestors can't tell when they're manifesting with other people's energy, and that is not okay. You're supposed to be connected to source. You're supposed to manifest through source when in accordance to your blueprint. If you're not meant to have $1 billion, you can try your entire fucking life to manifest that $1 million. But if you yourself did not intend for you yourself to have $1 million in this life, you're going to have to change who you are in this life to have that $1 million or $1 billion. The energy has to change. Your energy, your blueprint, not other people's neural pathways. Yours, not theirs. Comprende? The reason so many are depressed is because they're surrounded by entities, those entities that feed off energy that belongs to other people. And then these people create energetic, tulpas and thought forms that go and get energy back, when all you need to do really is call it back, intend it, really feel it. Like, get stubborn enough to be like, enough is enough. Give me my energy back. Here's your energy, here's my energy. Take your toys, here are my toys. Now can we play together? Instead of you taking my toys and me taking your toys, and then planetarily putting all that dirty energy back onto the planet and thinking you're creating a grid of, 5D. You're not doing that. The earth is multidimensional. How dare you trap her in 5D? Like, wake up, guys. Stop thinking in the box. Stop thinking that there's just the box and then the box and then no box. Stop thinking that infinity means that there's nothing outside infinity. There is a boundary to infinity. And infinity is encased in something, and that something is encased in something, and that something is encased in something. There's layers and layers and layers on all of this. Go outside, touch the earth, breathe, drink water, kiss the sun. Remember who you are. And please stop treating your fellow life forms as if they are less or greater. Try for one day to walk this earth as an equal among all life. See how much that triggers you. And then tell me that what you're doing energetically in support of the planet is for the highest and greatest good. When you yourselves, as a collective consciousness, cannot tell the difference between your energy and other people's energy. And if you go through my channel, you will see how many times I have channeled how many different people and how many times my face has changed shape and how many times the vibe and the ambiance in here has changed. Because in every video, it's different energy. It's a transmutation, isn't it? Please recognize your energies. I'm getting really tired of losing friends because you guys think I'm doing bad things to you when it's you guys doing it. And this isn't to all of you. This is like to one or two of you, and you know who you are. There are beautiful people in the world. And if you think I dislike you, you're wrong. I love you. There isn't a single person on the internet that I genuinely feel like I'm never watching a video from this person ever again. Well, nope, there's one. And she was a redhead that said, like, gay and trans people are, like, better off dead. So I blocked her. I blocked her from my channel and everything. But that's only one person. And she's, like, all the way in Europe somewhere, like in the butt crack of Russia. I don't even know who she is or whatever. So I have no beef with any of you. I have no competition with any of you. As an individual me, I have no issue with any of you. As the greater higher self me, the only issue Gaia seems to be telling me to tell you lately is quit trying to help. Instead, help yourselves. Help yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. All that energy you're spending on trying to create grids, how about you create some like boundary around your home and make your home better? Plant some flowers, plant some grapevines, plant some freaking apple trees. You want to help the earth? Help the earth. Don't appease your egos by spiritually bypassing and thinking that the energy work you're doing is doing anything to help the earth. If you really want to help the earth, then connect to source so that the earth is covered with 8+ billion life forms connected to source energy. I have to go. My phone's been ringing. I've been doing this for a while. I need to get some water. I'm going to take my own advice and go outside for a bit. And I love you guys. I'm tired. I am tired. Please take care of yourselves. Return the energy and connect to source, please. Find your center. Find your you in here.